Hello and welcome, I'm Tim and this is SV Paquita, kind of live. Instead of shooting this on my GoPro and going editing it and all that, just shooting on my camera and sending it right out to you guys. So anyway, you guys seem to like the last ones, and I figured it's another beautiful day and we're kind of in a place where we have to do a little planning, and we'll get to that in just a second. But there are some people that I need to address. For those of you that were really upset saying, "Ooh, way too close," they didn't like to see me so close up. It's just a phone camera, so I don't really have a lot of control over that. My arm isn't that, I can put my arm that far away, all right? So and it's funny because I can't call you guys trolls. I mean, like the guy who was saying that, he's a subscriber and he's watched for 1,000 times, and if you're out there, thank you very much. And you were right. It does seem a little close, but this is what you get. Anyway, we are out there in the, this is, I don't know what day this is. Would this be, yeah, but how many days is that? A week, and it'll be 2 weeks on Saturday. So, yeah, so like 12, 11 days? 13, no, that'd be a week and 6, right? Yeah, 12 days. So we're 12 days into our trip, and so we're at a place. Well, Rick, tell us where we are. Here's Rick over here.
The Atlantic Ocean.
So somebody was asking. They said, "Can you give the coordinates?" Because they wanted to put us in. They wanted to, and you know what? For those that don't know, I will put a link. He's going to give you the coordinates. If you want to do that now, we can do that. But in the description of the video, I'll put a link to our real-time tracker. I thought most of you guys had that, but if you want to see where we are all the time, and people say, "Oh, I do that on marine traffic," you can do that as well, but it's not, marine traffic will update. I mean, you could be 6 to 18 hours out with that just because we're a Class B and we're offshore. But anyway, Rick, where are we now?
Okay, we're 4007 north and west, 3443.
There you go. And tell us, how many miles have we gone?
Let's see. Yeah, we're going 1,824 miles.
1,824 miles. How many more do we got?
306 miles.
306 miles to the Azores. Our original plan was to go to the first island, for us anyway, that'd be the westmost island of the Azores, which is Flores. I've heard beautiful things. They say that it's one of the most beautiful islands there, not as quite as famous as Horta is. And apparently they had a hurricane that really wiped out the port area a while ago. It may be fixed by now, but anyway, because of our schedule and all that, we figured let's just go to Horta, do that, and then move on from there. Here's Chrysalida. Chrysalida is cleaning the boat. Chrysalida, she doesn't like me filming her when she's got her doobie on. But we've been taking this opportunity. Well, let me tell you what the plan is. So here's the thing: if we're making between 5 and 6 knots, and we got 306 miles to go, that's going to put us somewhere in the middle of the night, Saturday night or early morning, Sunday morning, to get into Horta. And apparently the procedure is that when we get there, right before you get into the harbor, you call and you talk to the officials, both that are at the marina and the harbor master and that sort of stuff. And they tell you where to go, and if there's room, they put you at a dock. If not, they put you at an anchor. Then they start the whole check-in procedures. Those hours are from 8 in the morning until 2000 or 8 at night. And that's for the summer hours. I'm assuming it's summer now, but you never know how they draw the line there. So the other one is, I think it's like 2 hours earlier. So if we got in there, so if we were motoring, which we were for a while because we're kind of right in this blue area. If you look on the tracker, you'll see a blue area of the Azorean High where we kind of got stuck without any wind. If we stayed in the wind, we would go way up further north and then have to come back down again with the wind. And that could all be done, but because we had plenty of fuel and we were enjoying the nice flat weather being out. I mean, look at this. This is the North Atlantic. I think most days in Block Island Sound are rougher than this. It looks beautiful out here. Anyway, so what we are trying to do is to figure out do we motor and get there late on Saturday night, assuming there isn't an issue? I say an issue like a current we didn't count on, a tide, something going wrong, whatever. Or do we just take it easy and go in Sunday morning? And we've opted for the latter. And so we're going to do that. And in order to do that, we've figured a couple things out. One thing that we figured out was that if we pull out the main, you can see over here, not the main, excuse me, the Genoa is pulled out. Runa's over there. He's got his speaker working and he is cleaning stainless. All good deckhands are always busy. Runa is out there working away like a good Viking. You can see Chrysalida has been, so we've been using the engine for 24 hours or so, and just basically in clutch, just putting along, and but it puts out power. So while we did that, we've been making water, and Chrysalida did 3 or 4 loads of laundry. She's doing all the laundry again. And we've got sun to do it. We've got the, taking showers, making water, all the stuff we can do when we have an abundance of power because the engine had to run anyway. So now we're still making water, but and if you're wondering about the water maker, the problems with the water maker I have are they're real, but I mean I'm still able to make water about 5 or 6 gallons per hour. I just hopefully we'll be able to double, if not triple that, with a new membrane and if I fix all my problems. But we'll see about that later. Anyway, yeah, so while we have this beautiful weather, we're getting things done. I've been doing a whole bunch of splicing some Dyneema lines for a new tow bridle and for the dinghy. And I've got some more splicing to do for those who've been watching the channel I've been messing with different ideas for a preventer, and I think I've got a plan in place for the preventer. Deal with that in another video. So those that are wondering, the cherry tomato, it's not taking any spray, and it shouldn't take any for the rest of the right over here. It shouldn't take any more spray for the rest of the trip. So we haven't moved it inside, but I don't know. What do you think, Rick? You think it's going to live? I think it's clinging to life. I think we need.
Yeah, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, I think it might come back. We certainly didn't do it any favors spraying it with all the salt water when it was really rough those days. But anyway.
Is it John or Runa?
Oh,
You said Runa,
oh,
right?
she.
That's all.
Chrysalida is interrogating the crew. After doing their laundry, she knows which underwear is mine and hers, but she doesn't know the difference between Rick's and Runa's underwear. So these are the things that you see in the middle of the... Now, so if you look at the dinghy, one thing that you'll notice is that each time I film, whether I put a picture, and if you're not following us on Instagram, or that's something that you can go to Instagram at TimBSC at Instagram, and you can see pictures that we put up there all the time. But anyway, every few days there comes another white bag in the back of the dinghy, and that's somebody had asked in the questions, what do we do about garbage? And we're offshore and we're in 16,000 feet of water, and ships, when they're out here, traditionally have an incinerator on board, and they incinerate everything. And the big rule of thumb is basically there's no place anywhere in the ocean that you can put plastics in the ocean. And I have to say that I completely agree with that, but I also realize that it's odd saying that from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean on a 30,000-pound plastic boat. So if the boat sinks, I put a lot of plastic in here, so let's not do that. Anyway, these bags are either stuff that we can't throw overboard, like we're throwing stuff over, like if you wipe up with a paper towel, but that won't even hit the bottom by the time it dissolves, in food scraps and a tin can and stuff like that. But everything else that will go here, and apparently we can get it all taken care of when we get to Horta in, hopefully, today's Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, in 3 days. So hopefully the dinghy won't be overflowing with trash there. Let's see, a lot of people have asked what we've been seeing out here. I would say that, Rick, jump in here and tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I'm saying that I think on average, between the two watches, we probably see at least one, but probably two ships, either visually or on the radar every day.
Couple days.
Yeah,
Every couple days.
every couple days. Okay, so maybe one ship a day on
Well,
average.
yeah, now we're getting closer.
Yeah.
So another one. But for a while there was one every 2 or 3
Yeah.
days.
Well, it was also really rough. It was, couldn't see much, but anyway, amazingly, we still see tons and tons of dolphins. Chrysalida out there hanging laundry. She starts yelling, "Dolphina, Dolphina!" And they all come up, and it's kind of cool as they're swimming by the boat. And because we're so close, unlike being on the tugboat where we're very high up looking at them, we're very close. It's a very almost intimate encounter with them. You know, we're about 3 feet away from them, and they come up. And you got to figure too, they don't see. It's not like the dolphins we have, you know, that are in the Bahamas or in the East Coast or whatever, where they're just used to boats all the time. There aren't a ton of these boats out here, you know. So they come up like this, and they roll over, and their eye looks up, and you can see them looking at us. So that, you know, we're all jumping around, screaming and yelling and stuff like that. It's really kind of cool. But we've seen a bunch of whales, and I'm no whale expert by any means, and I don't think that we should bring in Runa because of his Norwegian heritage. The only thing he knows about whales is what they taste like.
That's gonna get you in trouble.
Anyway, I am definitely sure that what we are seeing are not humpbacks, which are whales that we see all the time on the East Coast. I think that they're. My first thought was that they were finback whales, and then doing a little bit more research, it shows that there are finbacks, but there also could be this thing called I don't know how to pronounce this, like SEI. I think like SEI whale, say whale. I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, looking at that online would suggest that is the one that we see quite often. And they were cruising. A couple of them cruised right down the side of the boat, and they didn't seem to be fazed by us. They were on a mission, and they were going, and they went by. That was really cool. And then one this morning we came by, Rick saw, and we looked over here, and he was just kind of hanging out there right on the surface, and that was that. But we've been eating like like any good anyone on a Carnival cruise should be gaining 10 pounds a day. We had Rick's second. Rick made eggplant parmesan. He made a whole bunch of stuff, and it was really cool. He made all the stuff at home, and then he froze it, and then we just heated it up, and it's been really good. And we're gonna probably have his shepherd's pie, although Runa insists that because it's not made with lamb, it should be called cottage pie. I don't know. I don't know if that says European coming out. If you guys have ever heard of cottage pie before, Rick and I we're not familiar with that. So let us know what you think about that. But anyway, we've been eating like kings, and the Kamado Grill has been this thing right over here. It's been a wonder if you wonder, is it worth the wait and the expense and the area on the boat? It seems like everything we buy for the boat, we have to justify whether it's worth the space on the boat. So we don't know. Oh, it's awesome! It's great. We love it. And I bought down in Florida. I bought 2 bags of charcoal, and about 3/4 of the way down, 1 bag. And that apparently there's charcoal all over the Mediterranean, so we should be fine with that. So we're happy with that. Another thing that I bought was this thing, a stern reel, and I'm kind of bumming out about it now. I mean, hopefully it won't matter, but I think it was so expensive that I went. There's a 50 and I think maybe a 75 meter reel. It might be 100, but I don't think so. But anyway, this is a 50 meter reel, and it's this I don't know if it's nylon or Dyneema or what it was. It's some synthetic thing that's on what do we call it? A ribbon. Yeah, it's a webbing. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, see this? And so the reason why you have this is that apparently there will be places in the Med that everyone will stern tie to a rock or if you're out in the wilderness. I'm not talking when you're in a port, but if you back up to a cliff, because when you anchor in a place that's really deep, it shoals up like this. So you say, well, how do you anchor in that? If you put your anchor in, it will just roll down the hill. The idea is that, and once again, I'm speaking only about the research I've done. I have yet to do this, so bear with me. But I guess the theory is that you go beyond where you want to be, you drop the anchor and you start backing to shore, and as the anchor comes and it starts going uphill, the anchor starts biting uphill. And then while you have it in reverse, you get it to where you want to be, and you basically stall it out by the anchor stalls you out, and then you get this and you run this ashore around a tree or a rock or something like that and come back, and then this will hold you from going forward, which would let the anchor go, and the anchor keeps you from going back in. So we'll see how that works. So that's another thing that we're doing. But anyway, before I go, let's go over and talk to Runa. Runa, can you say hello to the masses?
Hey everybody. What's going on?
I've been over there making fun of your Norwegian heritage. So everyone wants to know, what is your favorite whale to eat?
It must be the only one that we do catch, which is the minke whale.
Oh, is that right? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So there is just one whale that they do? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, see, you learn something every day.
The Japanese don't worry about that.
Yeah, okay, so
They have their own rules.
you see, that's the thing. As long as you find somebody that is more guilty than you are, then you're innocent, right? But Runa, look at the shine he puts on this. Oh, it's wonderful. Runa, the boat looks so much better every time you hang out with us. Thank you.
All you have to do now is keep up with it.
Yeah, oh, no, that's why you're sailing with us. Anyway, yeah, so we're just cruising along. And once again, let me just pan around here so you guys can see this. Remember, we are literally in the middle of the North Atlantic. And we're just getting a little bit of breeze now. This is the most breeze we've seen in 2 days. And it's just enough to make us move with the head sail pulled out. And we were debating whether we should put the spinnaker out or not, but because we don't want to go any faster than we're going right now anyway, so I think we'll be all right. Rick is undefeated right now. He is no fish has he is not allowed one fish on board. He's been trying to fish, and we keep saying that it's not fishing, or it's not catching, it's fishing, right? Anyway, just want to give you guys another update. If you like these things, be sure if you know, I think that most of the few people that are watching these videos are already subscribed, but if you haven't subscribed, please do. It really helps the channel out, and it's free. And if you want to support the production of these videos, or maybe buy Runa a beer, or Rick one, or maybe even your old buddy Tim. And Chrysalida, she likes, just an inside tip, Chrysalida, not only is she beautiful, sings, dances, cleans the boat like crazy, she also drinks what she calls black beer, which is, you know, a stout. So anyway, if you wanna buy us a drink or anything like that, run over to Patreon. I'll put a link in the description. It's Patreon / Tim B at Sea. I'll put a link in the description for that. For $2 a month, you can be part of this, and kind of cool. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care, be safe, and as always, I'll see you on the one.